Hi everyone, my name is Lauren Campilio. I'm the Associate Director of Career Advising in the Career Development Center. Thanks so much for joining me today for this workshop. Today we'll be talking about one of our resources called FOCUS2. FOCUS2 is a really helpful tool that we have in our office that helps you connect your industry interests, your skills, your values to different careers and majors that correspond to offerings at St. Anselm College that might be a great fit for you. Focus is helpful for a couple different reasons. It's helpful to connect you with industries and positions that you might not even know exist yet. It provides you with names of industries of the positions that you might not even know are available. It gives a sense to academic majors being offered at St. Anselm College, along with professional industries of interest, as well as job professions that might be a good fit for you based on a variety of assessments you'll fill out. And it also is really interesting because it gives you a sense of what makes you you, an individual, and then also careers that relate to that. While FOCUS is something that you do on your own, after any student completes FOCUS, we really encourage you to make an appointment with somebody in the Career Development Center to go over your results. This is because FOCUS can be really helpful in providing you all this information, but sometimes you might get results that are very spot on and fit right within your areas of interest, and other times you might get results that might not fit as well, and that might be a little bit surprising to you. And that's why that follow-up appointment with a career advisor is so helpful, so we can talk through what those results mean and help you make informed decisions about navigating those next steps. If you are interested in participating or doing FOCUS after you watch this workshop, please contact the Career Development Center through a Handshake appointment. Or if you have any questions, you're welcome to email us at our careers mailbox, which is careers@anselm.edu. If you'd like to make an appointment on Handshake, you already have an account. You simply need to log in to do so. If you've never logged into Handshake before, as mentioned, you do have an account. You'll just log in with your St. Anselm College email address, and then you'll be prompted to choose a password of your own choosing. Once you're in Handshake, you're able to make appointments, get access to career resources we have available, as well as look for internship and job opportunities and a whole lot more. Let's get started with FOCUS. As mentioned, if you're interested in doing FOCUS, please contact somebody from the Career Development Center so we can be in touch with some instructions on how to log in, including the access code. Once you've logged into FOCUS, this is what the dashboard looks like. And I always like to point out that this FOCUS is specific to you. So you're able to, after you've completed FOCUS, you're able to log back in, see your results, you're able to take different sections over again, and you're able to use this as a really helpful working document where you're able to save careers and majors that you're interested in and really be a one-stop shop for all things career related. When you log on, the first piece will be Career Planning Foundations. This is where you're able to take some assessments in terms of your own career involvement. Where are you at with your own process? You'll be able to outline your academic strengths, so classes and academic areas of interest that you do really well in, along with noting academic areas and interests that aren't as strong, as well as taking a little assessment in terms of if you're career ready. None of the answers that you provide to any of these are incorrect answers. It's just really helpful for us to get a sense of where you're at in your own process, and it's also helpful for you to know where you're at so we can work together to find a plan that works for you. The next piece of it is definitely the most fun part of FOCUS. It's the self-assessment piece. And you'll see that the self-assessments are broken down into a couple different categories. So the first is work interest assessment. That's what kind of work environment you hope to be in terms of what it looks like from a day-to-day environment. What types of tasks are you doing? So really work and specific. The next is a personality assessment. So what makes you you, and how does that fall in line with potential careers and majors of interest? The next is the leisure assessment. So additional assessments in terms of finding out a little bit more about you and how that might correspond to different professions. The next one is values assessment. So what's important to you and how your values and things you feel really strongly about line up to potential majors in areas of interest in terms of career. And then finally, the skills assessment. So what are you good at? What are some skills that you enjoy utilizing? And how do those skills translate into different majors and careers? After you've completed each of these assessments, you'll be provided with results that match that particular assessment. So for instance, once you finish the work interest assessment, you'll be provided with majors and industries of interest in jobs that align with your work interest assessment. And it will do the same for each of the assessments after you've completed taking them. At the end, I'd encourage you to combine your assessments. That will take all of the jobs, all of the majors, everything that's come up from your results individually through these assessments and put them all together. To give you a sense of what it looks like after you've completed an assessment, we'll take a peek at the skills assessment. So after you've completed an assessment, it will say results. It will also give you an opportunity to start over and review. So we're going to click on results. Once you do that, it will bring up a couple different columns with information. So it will give you the occupation, so what is the position of interest? It will share the supporting majors / programs at St. Anselm College. It will provide you with the U.S. mean salary, as well as provide you with the job family this position is related to. The job family is really interesting because potentially you might not be interested in this specific job, but are interested in learning more. The job family will give you an opportunity to research this type of industry a little bit more beyond the actual position that you're being shown. It will also give you some information, so as you're looking for majors, as you're looking for jobs and things along those lines, it will give you a sense of potential areas of interest to focus on. Once you have your results, you're able to scroll down and see all of these different areas. And once you come to a position that's of interest to you, so potentially I'm interested in this position, the event and convention planner. When you click on any position, and this is the same for any of the different categories. So we're right now looking in the skills section. When you hit a personality assessment or work interest personality assessment, all of that will be displayed in the same way you're seeing now. It will give you an occupational overview of somebody that is an event / convention planner. It will also give you some alternative job titles, so maybe it's not always listed as this type of position, but these are some other position titles that this type of position goes by, which is really helpful. It will give you an occupational overview, so a quick snapshot of what it means to be this job. It will also break down the job tasks for somebody who is in this position. So what are the most important job functions, generally speaking, of somebody in this role? It will also show you the work interest profile of somebody in this position. And if you remember from the previous page, one of the assessments you take are the work interest assessment. So essentially taking your results for your work interest profile assessment and matching it against somebody who's in this position. This is really helpful because you can say, this is what I'm looking for and these are where my preferences lay, and then really compare that to somebody that's in the position, such as here, to really see that and to really see those results. Again, that's why it's helpful to meet with a career advisor following this, because we can really talk you through what all of these different categories mean and how that can be helpful information for helping you make these informed next steps and decisions. It will also break the position down in the skills that are most important to somebody that's in this position, along with the values. It will provide you with the working conditions. So somebody in this position, what would you initially anticipate in having this type of role, generally speaking? It will provide you with the education requirements typically associated with somebody that's in this position. And then it will also provide you with several majors / areas of study at St. Anselm College that correspond from an academic perspective to someone in this position. If you're undecided in your major and you're thinking about different options you might have, it's really helpful because if this is an industry and a position of interest to you and you're scrolling through the different majors, you can actually save majors just by clicking on it. And as mentioned earlier, this focus is specific to you. So you're able to log in and view any of your saved majors and occupations at any time. Another really interesting piece about FOCUS is that we'll give you the outlook for different positions. So for instance, it will tell you how quickly a job is growing compared to other jobs. In fact, this job in particular is growing faster than average projected growth for other occupations. You might see job growth growing at the same level as other positions. You might see specific jobs growing faster than other occupations, and you might find occupations that are growing at a slower rate than other positions. It will also give you the sense of earning potential and earnings for a type of job. The really neat thing about this is, in addition to giving you the mean salary as noted on the previous page, you can actually view salary information by state, which is really helpful because what one position makes in California might be very different from what this kind of position might make in New Hampshire, for instance. So you're actually able to scroll down to see what this kind of position would make in your hometown or potentially where you hope to be following graduation, and just give you a sense from a salary perspective what you could anticipate to make in this type of role. And finally, it will give you some professional association information. So this is additional information about an industry or a job that you've selected. So you're able to go to this website to learn a little bit more about the industry in general, and that's really helpful because it will really do a deep dive into this type of industry and position. So it's a really helpful additional resource. After reading a position and learning about it, and you're thinking to yourself, I'm really interested in this position, you can actually save this occupation very similar to how you would save a major. You simply click on it. You can add some notes in terms of what about this position is really interesting to you. What are your favorite parts about this? And actually rank it from 1 thumbs up to 3 thumbs up. Or you could choose not to do any of that and just save the occupation. It's helpful to provide some information for a few reasons. It's helpful for you to just keep track of what about this position is really interesting to you, particularly if you're finding that you're saving a lot of different majors and a lot of different occupations. But it's also helpful when you have your follow-up meeting with a career advisor for us to learn a little bit more about what about an event planner position was of interest to you. So we can again help you take that information to help you make informed decisions about next steps. So that's the self-assessment piece. And as noted, you'll see that very similar format after you complete all of the self-assessments. And then at the end, I would encourage you to combine the assessments so you'll be able to see all of your results and all of the majors and all of the occupations that correspond to all of your assessments all in one place. As a reminder, we definitely encourage you to reach out to us if your results are seeming a little bit confusing or potentially overwhelming. I think that follow-up appointment with a career advisor can be really helpful in terms of talking you through why you got some of those answers and to, again, really help you process it and be able to help you make sure that you're on the best path for you. The other neat thing about FOCUS is the Explore the Possibilities tab. So under this section, there's a couple different areas that I encourage all students participating in FOCUS to explore. The first is, what can I do with a major offered in St. Anselm College? So here we have a list of different major offerings at St. Anselm College. And you're encouraged to click on one. So perhaps you're interested in accounting. It will actually give you a list of possible careers for someone pursuing this particular major. And I always like to point out that this certainly is not an all-encompassing list of everything you could possibly do with an accounting degree, but it is enough information to provide you with a general sense of some possibilities. The difference with this display is that in addition to giving you the occupation, the U.S. mean salary, it will also determine whether or not it's a green job and what the bright outlook in it is. A green job is an environmentally conscious position, and a bright outlook just shows that this position is growing at a higher rate than others. You can also click on what can I do if I majored in. And so these are just general major offerings, and again, very similar to what can I do with a major offered at St. Anselm College. It will provide you with additional information. You can explore any occupation. So perhaps you have a sense of, I'm interested in being a teacher, an academic advisor, or an actuary. You can actually see those positions and read up a little bit more about them in a very similar fashion as when you looked at some of those positions under the assessments. So again, the occupational overview, all done in a very similar way. You can explore occupations by job family. So as I mentioned previously, the job family can be really helpful because whereas that particular position might not be of interest to you, you are interested in learning a little bit more about a particular job family. So you can click on a job family and again, see the types of positions that are listed under that. And then you can also compare two occupations side by side. This is really helpful because if you are sort of thinking about two different positions, you're actually able to compare and contrast to say, this position is looking for somebody that has these skills, these values, this personality type, and this position is looking for somebody that has these types of categories. And then you're able to really see, would I be a better fit in this position or this position? And sometimes it's really helpful to sort of see that in a black and white comparison. And it's also helpful for when we're meeting for our follow-up appointment to really talk about what is most appealing about some of those positions. As mentioned, because FOCUS is yours to use, to edit, to come back and to reflect on, it makes it really easy to go back to the different occupations you saved as well as your majors, and then you're also able to review and print, if you'd like to, your results in your portfolio. When you're meeting for your follow-up appointment, you don't need to print this out and provide this to us because we're able to see all of the positions that you've saved, all of the majors that you've saved through our side of FOCUS. That said, if you forget to save them or you choose not to do that, we ask that you come to your follow-up appointment with a career advisor with a list of careers that are of interest to you for us at least to have a starting point in the conversation. If after doing FOCUS, you find that there aren't a ton of careers that line up that you're interested in, that's okay too. Still make a follow-up appointment so we can talk about next steps and potentially navigating a different plan. As mentioned, FOCUS2 can be a really helpful way to help you make better informed decisions about your time at St. Anselm College and provide you with additional information about career interests that might be exciting to you or career interests that you might not even know about. We'd love to have you take time to do FOCUS, meet with our office, as well as provide you with any additional information regarding our office and services that you might want to take advantage of. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact us. You can either do so through Handshake by making an appointment, or again, emailing our general career email address, which is careers@anselm.edu. I hope you found today helpful. Take care and have a wonderful day.